And it could be a good weekend to stay inside and watch some basketball.
Especially Saturday, for sure Saturday. Sunday, if you want to get outside, I'd say we're going to be doing all right. But starting off today, we've already had quite a bit of rain out there. We do have a weather alert in effect, and that's because we're talking about flooding conditions. Of course, you've heard it. We've talked about it all week. Not much has changed at this point, except for the moment, we've got a little bit of a break. So if you've got to get outside this afternoon, you've got a couple hours here, at least in Columbus, where skies are dry. We're still cloudy. We've got a few raindrops here or there, but most of that heavy rain has started to shift to the south. It's going to stay like this for a few more hours. So right now as well, temperatures holding in the lower 40s. You're going to need a heavier jacket than you had on yesterday, and you're going to want to keep it handy through the afternoon because highs happen around 3, 4 o'clock, and we're only going to be up to around 45 degrees, if that. Some spots to the north stay in the low 40s to the afternoon. By 3 o'clock, looking at our hour-by-hour forecast here, it looks kind of deceptive. It looks like things are done and we're seeing some drying skies, but it is brief. As we head into the overnight hours on Saturday, this is where we get our next big shot of rainfall and where we're going to see more potential for issues with downed trees, power outages, and flooding. So by 1 a.m., the system starts to shift to the north. We've got temperatures holding in the 40s at this point. That heavy rain shifts across the area, and this is basically just a wall of water. It's going to add up another 2 inches of rainfall between 2 a.m. Saturday into mid-morning into the afternoon when this starts to leave. By 7 a.m. the heaviest stuff is gone, and at that point we're going to be seeing much drier skies, but we're also talking about gustier winds. Those start to pick up through the overnight hours, and we will see wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour, even as high as 50 miles per hour well into Saturday, of course, when we're already dealing with that saturated ground. So we looked a little bit earlier at how much rain has already fell. Some spots are dealing with 2 inches of rain already soaking that ground. That next wave of moisture as it comes through drops another 1 to 2 inches for most spots, and everybody's seeing at least another ½ inch of rainfall, but Urbana, Marysville looking like the worst of it with that next round. We could also hear some rumbles of thunder, maybe see some small hail similar to what we saw yesterday morning. Right now, when it comes to flood watches and flood warnings, most areas are still under that flood watch. This goes well into Saturday, but we do have a few spots here in a flood warning. That's because we've got an issue with a river here that's already getting close to flood stages and is expected to hit flood stages as we head into your Saturday. So that's going to be something we watch throughout the weekend. But today we're dealing with that heavy rain. Most of it's going to be south of I-70 during the daytime hours, but as we head into tonight, it shifts to the north. Temperatures hold in the mid-40s through the overnight. Everybody gets to see more of that rainfall, but wind gusts, check those out, picking back up to 20 to 30 miles per hour. As we jump ahead into the weekend, temperatures climb quickly into Saturday. We're talking about very, very windy conditions and some very, very heavy morning rain, looking much better by your Sunday. So to wrap everything up nicely here in a good little bow, we're talking about rain, a red day here for Friday and Saturday. We get better pretty quickly by Sunday. Temperatures back in the upper 50s, sunshine, much calmer. There is a chance for another round of rain as we head into Monday, but we've got drier skies by Tuesday, with temperatures slowly climbing from the lower 50s back to the upper 50s by the end of the week. But it does look like we've got another round of rain setting up pretty similar to what we saw this week through Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week.
Ooh, we need a little bit of break in between there. All right, thanks so much, Madison.